My name is Chris and I own an e-bike. I'm too lazy and a little bit too chubby to climb hills like this unless I've got some electrical assistance. And so this is how I spend most lunchtimes, sometimes twice a day actually. So this is a pretty little neighborhood, lots of nice houses around, nice big wide streets, and it's a really easy climb on the e-bike, particularly when it's in turbo mode. Just climbing up past some lovely cherry blossoms here. Our friends just live here. If I was to stop and turn around, you'd see some beautiful views over Edinburgh, looking out towards the Pentlands. On the right hand side is one of the most striking houses I've ever seen. It's an Art Deco house. And it's a lovely part of the world. So we're working our way to get off-road here. And this is the back entrance, or the side entrance, to Edinburgh Zoo. Over Kames Road, which is a popular road for hill climbers on their bikes. And this is us off-road. Little ring of the bell, just in case there's anybody coming around the corner here. Don't want to hit or upset anybody. It amazes me that some people don't have bells on their bikes, particularly cycling around here, because there are so many dog walkers and dog walking businesses, so people with 8, 9, 10 dogs in their care, so the bell comes in super useful, and almost everybody is very pleasant as you pass them with a little hello. On the right hand side here is the zoo. And so we take a little detour to our right here, kind of off the beaten track, and this is quite a steep climb. Again, I'm still in turbo mode on the bike, so it makes it easy, easy peasy. I've got my heart rate monitor on my watch here, and it never gets above, on the whole half-hour cycle, it never gets above about 130, 140 beats per minute, which is okay by me. I don't want to overexert myself here. I'm doing this for fun, because certainly Monday to Friday, it's just a great way to get away from the computer screen that you sit in front of all day, and it's just a lovely way to reset. Down to the right is a little popular sledging location when the snow falls. And now we're coming up and round towards Corstorphine Hill Tower, which we'll zoom past. And we're going over lots of glaciated stone. Corstorphine Hill's got some terrific examples of it, and it's I think it's popular with geologists. This is a lovely wee bit that I only just discovered as a nice little detour, kind of off the beaten track. And you can take this at quite a good speed. This looks a bit more dramatic than it is. It's just a nice wee drop. And today I took every single one of these turns just a little bit wide. Everything that I seemed to go around was a wee bit too wide. And the reason for that is that my back brake isn't really working very well. And this was a last minute detour, which ended up with me getting some branches in my face. That's the path I usually go up, but I just thought I'd come up a little bit early. This is just a wee detour that I do just to shake things up a bit. So I'm actually going back on myself here, kinda. Come around here at a great speed. It's great fun. And crossing over the wall here is sometimes a wee bit tricky, but that seems to be about the clearest path to take. Now we're coming down to the what I would say is the trickiest section in the whole cycle. These roots and rocks are a nightmare to get over, particularly when it's wet, and I keep missing this little bit here that makes it a bit easier to get up. And around here, this right turn, I always get snagged in that branch there, and it tries to turn the handlebars to the left. Crossing over the stone wall again, the underside of the bike always gets stuck. And then we make a little jink here, a little right turn usually, which takes us over this branch or tree that I always ground myself on. There's a branch here that, boom, kept on hitting me in the head. Nice and bumpy around here. Always important to keep ringing the bell. Coming up here to the right, it's nice and bumpy. I've come wide again because of my back brakes not working properly. and a friendly dog walker. Normally I can come down here quite quickly. I've got to know all the little nooks and crannies.
Thank you.
And this was a last minute detour, and I think there's quite a few badger sets here. That one just passing under my wheel, that's just been freshly dug. So we're no longer on turbo mode. What I've found with the e-bike and the motor is that if you keep it on turbo mode when you're trying to go over bumps and rocks and stones and things, it can get a little bit erratic and it can just give you a little bit too much of a boost, which can make you quite unsteady. And we're working our way up here towards quite a dramatic drop. It doesn't look so dramatic from here, but it's a big drop, and the back wheel will be pretty much locked the whole way down as we come around here and start the drop. And this is just a great little area to play around. I've been coming up here for the last 2 or 3 months, maybe, to Corstorphine Woods, but I only discovered all these nice little paths around here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's great fun. This is an old quarry to the right. There are lots of these little old disused quarries, and stone's been used to build nice big houses. And you can just scramble around here for ages. It's great fun. And in lots of ways, a trip up to Corstorphine Woods is each sort of area feels like quite a distinct and different, it's got a different feel to it. So that's all nice and fun. And then we're going to go into a big long cycle around the back of the hill on big wide paths. You get lots of dog walkers here. So lots of ringing the bell. You can tell who's got their headphones in and who hasn't. So this is quite a quick section. It's not so much fun. I wouldn't mind finding some stuff a wee bit further up the hill a wee bit that's maybe a little less well established and busy.
Thank you.
But anyway, it gets us around. It's a nice wee fast section. And this is bringing us towards my favourite little bit of the whole cycle, and that's coming down the hill.
Thank you.
Those steps to the left are a nightmare to push an e-bike up. I've done that a few times. When I still didn't know the far side of the woods very well, I kept taking wrong turns and coming up those steps. It's not a lot of fun. Nice doggies. Up to the right there, that's where I broke my chain a couple of months ago, trying to cycle up that and probably changing gear at the same time. It's quite steep, even for the e-bike. That takes you back up towards the tower. So I've been doing this route for a couple of months, sort of just finding slight variations on it, but I've settled on this one pretty much every day. It's great fun. Still not bored of doing it. So I've got a wee sharp turn. This is always a bit mucky and slidey here.
Thank you. That's alright, don't be silly. Yeah.
This lady was very apologetic. Don't know why. I could have turned right there and that would have taken me back towards the top of Cairnmuir Road. So we'll come off this this path we've been on for a few minutes shortly. Spot the man with the headphones. But he got a fright. So we're going to come off here shortly onto a smaller path that goes up, and we sort of rejoin the side of the zoo fence. You sometimes get to see zebras up here. This is a steep climb. You just got to watch these steps. So come around them to the left. And this is a little bit jaggy up here. And if you're lucky, you sometimes get to see the Grevy zebras on the right hand side at the zoo. I think here I was having trouble. There was something had happened. Yeah, here we go. So something was clicking and I'm not sure what it was. Couldn't make it stop. I wondered if it was that came loose a couple of nights ago. But it wasn't slowing me down or stopping me, so we just keep going. I think this is the most fun part of the whole ride, is when we get into this descent. It's because you've really got to concentrate.
Thank you.
These steps are always a wee bit janky. So busy today.
There we go. Thank you.
This is the rest and be thankful. I often stop here for a wee breather and just to look out over the city. And I always worry that there's somebody going to be coming around here just as I come through. So I give a good ring of the bell, and today there was.
Correct.
And now we can really put the foot down. This is a great wee section. First few times I did this, I was terrified. There's another wee route that we could take round to the right, which I've walked before, but I've never cycled down it. This is just great fun here. Lots of bouncing around. And just because of these doggies here, this is the first time I went down here. It's glad to see there were steps there. I thought it was maybe a sheer drop. The e-bike's heavy and it doesn't really like to jump. It just drops like a stone whenever it goes over the edge of something. You can go really quick here, but not when there's people around. And this has all been worked on by the council recently. They're working on making that path a bit more sweeping and wide and easier for people to get up. And there it is. Terrific fun. Great way to spend half an hour.